waving my little mouse around.
It's all good.
That motherfucker don't drop.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to.
Yeah, and I don't even know why. Like, it shouldn't be. Shit, I thought I turned that shit off. But let me see. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, which is highly possible. Screen time. Let me try that.
Start here. Let me go ahead and switch this on the screen right quick. But yeah, man. So you good? You figured out your technical.
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. But listeners, we bake. Listeners, we bake with another episode of Unlabeled Podcast. I have my long lost friend and co-host of the show, Kendall Washington, in the building. How you feeling, brother Washington? How you feeling this week?
Doing great. Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies that have children and do a great job, or sometimes lack thereof. But I guess you're still a mother, so salute to you.
I guess you still a mother, even if they don't do a great job.
That was some backhanded shit.
Oh God, that was a backhanded ass compliment. And I also have my good friend Blaze in the building. How you feeling this week, Sydney Blaze? How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, bro. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah, you my long lost friend too, bro. Y'all ain't been on the podcast in like 4 weeks.
Hey man, I'm a busy man, but I'm here for you, bro.
Yeah, yes, bro. I ain't mad at y'all, bro. I understand this. But we finally back on Sunday podcast, man. Just had to get the team back together, minus Montre, because he's on vacation. He's probably down in Florida right now.
Where he at?
You put Trey on punishment again?
No, he ain't no punishment. He in Florida. All right, nah.
Free Trey, man.
And you made me say it as if he was actually on punishment too. I was like, oh no, he ain't on punishment.
free Trey, man.
Trey ain't never on punishment, man. He got carte blanche on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
But no, he on vacation with his family right now this weekend. So yeah, man. He said you're right. He said his flight was kind of bumpy, man. He said Denzel from Flight was flying the airplane. He was terrified. But no, he had me rolling though, dog. That was hysterical. But man, listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. Man, this is kind of quiet. I figured it would be kind of quiet on Mother's Day today, but man, for y'all out there who's listening right now, who's tuning in, man, appreciate y'all. Anybody want to hop in the live chat, go ahead, feel free to do so. If it's gonna be quiet on Mother's Day, it just is what it is. That's why I don't really like to record on holidays like that. But we still got to get to it and keep y'all entertained. Where y'all want to start? Y'all want to start with the playoffs? You want to start with the Bucks?
You can do that last. You want?
Go Bucks.
Straight into.
Okay,
that's fine.
Yeah. Let's start with the Bucks, man, because they played yesterday, and it was a nail biter to say the least.
Hey, I got real nervous that last 2 minutes.
Man, me too. I was shook.
And hey, look, go Bucks, but that was a foul on Marcus Smart. That was a shooting foul. He should have got 3 shots for that.
Hey man, I don't know, man. I don't like. I looked at it again. Like he's not really gathering with no shot. He do that like after he swiped his hand. So I kind of see why they didn't call it. But shit, they had enough foul calls. What they have 17 free throws in the fourth. I think it was. Hold on.
But they got 4
in the final 10 minutes. They had 17. The Bucks 0. So like they had more than enough chances to get that job done. So I think that's on.
It's 2-1 Bucks. We go back to Boston and put some work in. We should be all right.
So Bucks and 5, goddammit.
So next game they're going back to Boston?
No, next one in Milwaukee.
That's what I thought.
They're gonna have to win. They can clinch in Boston.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The way you said that, bro. The way you said it, I was like, bro, since when the hell they did that? But
no, it's 2-1-1-1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I just think
if the finals does that. The finals would be like 2-3-2. So it's like 2 in the home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whoever had the better record home. Then you play 3 with the visitor squad, and then 2 more back at the whoever got the home court advantage. So that's what they do in the finals, though. But in the playoffs, they don't do that.
Yeah. I figured as much. It just Blaze threw me off with his comment. Man, what do y'all think was the X factor for Boston? Why we struggle so much? I got some theory. I think it was Al Horford.
Well, Boston.
Al Horford.
Yep. So we on the same point.
Al Horford looking like Atlanta Al Horford.
Yeah, he was getting busy.
Yeah, he doing his thing as far as a veteran. I think he had 22 and 16, something like that. He's holding great. He's been holding good defense on Giannis pretty much all series. I mean, this last game it didn't really matter. Like Giannis was going to score regardless because he was just that determined to do so. But like he does a good job on him. I would say a better job than anybody else on that team. I know people keep trying to say Grant Williams and all that, but like, nah. I just think that that's like you said, the X factor, and then also and Jason Tatum, not being able to score was also a great thing for us. As far as Wesley Matthews locking his ass up for the most part, I think he was 0 for 10 whenever Wesley was on him. So of course, you look for him to be more aggressive the next series, next round, next game. But as long as they continue, pretty much giving the same taste of his medicine that they did with Kevin Durant, that they did.
Grant Williams have been holding good D though. He got a lot of PJ Tucker in him, man.
No, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, I don't, he can't really stop. Like, if they just keep giving him the ball and throwing it to Giannis, he just gonna get tired.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And the Bucks, hey, you know what? The Bucks haven't had a great shooting game this whole series.
No, not at all.
No,
that's bound to happen where they just on fire.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably gonna be gritty the whole time, though. Honestly, I mean, maybe this next game coming in where they trying to like, all right, y'all, let's win this shit, and then we can take their ass out when we go back home. When we go back to Boston. But it's just been both, defense on both ends. Like it's real aggressive, and the physicality is just different. I think
this whole playoff's been physical, like all the way around, like
right.
Not just this series. Been a lot of real grimy play. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. To me, this is the finals.
I like it too. That's how I feel too, Kendall. I think because I don't think no team on the West Coast could beat either of these two teams.
Nah.
So that's just my thoughts on it. So I'm definitely there with you as feeling like this is the finals. One thing that actually helps Boston out a lot is they keep getting Brook Lopez in early foul trouble. So he's playing with 5 fouls pretty much through the whole entire fourth quarter.
Hey, Brook was balling yesterday.
Oh yeah, he was definitely balling. He's been balling the whole entire series. I mean, y'all know how I feel. I've been screaming activate Brook for like 4 years. But him getting in early foul trouble definitely helps them out a lot. Because then they can.
This last game, he was definitely in foul trouble, but some of them calls was just trash too. Like
totally
refs was definitely making sure that the Boston Celtics was staying close to the game because I'm not saying they was gonna blow them out because a 20-point lead these days is that's nothing.
Yeah.
It's like a touchdown, compared to football.
Right.
But like it slows the pace on what Milwaukee was trying to do. And another thing with I agree with you with the Brook Lopez situation. Like if Giannis is sitting, I don't understand why they just don't run plays to Brook in the paint because the Celtics are so undersized in terms of in the paint. Like yes, they got Horford, but Horford is still like probably 6'8", 6'9". You know what I'm saying? Like
and they got
and then Robert
Williams,
but he's not like a full 7 feet either. And he's skinny. He's like he's a smaller. He got some upper body strength exactly. And Brook is 280. You know what I'm saying? So like he's 7'2". So like there's really nothing you can do with his big ass and it's a lot of times what pisses me off is it's Grant Williams who be on Brook. So like even when Giannis is on the floor, I know that they're trying to split the floor and all that shit. But sometimes let Giannis sit out on the perimeter and just throw that ball into him. If anytime that Grant Williams is on Brook Lopez, Brook should get the ball. That's just how I look at it. Because he's really one of the last few players that know how to really post up and actually have post moves. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these players just don't have that. And I like Giannis, but he don't even have like a lot of post moves. You know what I'm saying? He's just a ferocious player.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really, if they do that, I mean, you get a nice little 20-point lead and then just keep feeding Brook the ball. Like whenever Giannis sitting down, we're going to continue. We're going to keep that lead.
Yeah.
Because they can't stop him in there.
Uh-huh.
So.
And I felt like yesterday too, I think what got us in trouble earlier too, I felt like the Bucks was rushing their offense yesterday in the fourth quarter in the last 2 minutes. Did that feel like that to y'all as well when we had the lead? It felt like they was forcing a lot of bad shots and they was rushing their offense.
Yeah.
In certain cases, yeah, but I just think it was more so they defense. Like they got like the Bucks always do that. Like where if they got a nice lead, they just chill. Like they like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like we got the lead. Let's take our time. Like kind of how they did with the Bulls.
Yeah, no.
Blew them out one game. The next game they came back and let them win.
No, what I'm saying is the opposite. They do normally chill, like you said, but I'm saying the opposite. I feel like the Bucks was coming down and taking shots.
Rushed.
Yeah, taking shots way too early in the shot clock. They wasn't running it down. It was only 2 minutes left, and they were just coming down, hoisting up shit. Like even Drew Holiday forced a couple bad shots
Right.
yesterday, but that's what I was saying. The actual opposite of what you were saying. But keep going, Kendall. My bad.
Yeah. So they what y'all think about this Miami Philly series? So y'all ain't worried about neither one of them?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm never worried. I'm never worried about Joel Embiid. Just from my personal opinion, because Giannis is just too much for him. And we got them trees, man. So that's how I feel. But Kendall, what are you about to say?
Well, I think Embiid will be a problem, but I don't think James Harden will. No. I don't think I'm definitely not worried about him. Especially if Drew gets him, Drew and West, if they switch off and just attack him, he's not the same player no more. So I'm definitely not worried about James Harden. Embiid, you know what I'm saying? He got that orbital fracture, so I think he might have more of an issue in terms of I don't know if that really is bothering him, but if he keep that mask on and he's playing his game, I think they'll be fine because Maxey looks good. Tyrese, is that his name? Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
I forgot the other kid's name. Shit, I can't remember. And then also Tobias Harris, he's been looking good the last couple of games. Danny Green, he's up and down, but I think he's always pretty much there.
Hey, man.
Like
Danny Green been stealing money for a few years, man. He missed all his shots, and he'll hit one when you need it the most.
But no, I ain't gonna hold you. He was on fire last game.
He had 21 or whatever the fuck it was. And I think he was like 8 for 10 or something crazy. Yeah. I don't even remember what it was. Yeah. So like it's just, he's always been like that. One day he got 5 points, the next day he got 23. You know what I'm saying? So, he a veteran, so I think he'll show up when he's supposed to. But like as far as Boston is too. I think they're too small. I think they have the depth to fuck with the Bucks.
You mean Miami?
Yeah, is that what I said? The Heat? I said Heat.
Yeah,
okay.
No, you said Boston.
Yeah, so
I think we know what you meant.
Okay, yeah, I think Miami Heat have the depth to match the Bucks to an extent, but I don't think that they have enough to beat them as far as like matching the defense. Like I don't think there's anybody that can go stick Giannis. Like look at Bam Adebayo. You know what I'm saying? He's having a problem right now with Joel Embiid. And again, I'm not comparing Joel to Giannis because their size is way different. But I'm just saying, like, if Brook go gets on him or somebody throw the ball to him in the paint and get Bam tired.
They gonna put PJ on Giannis.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see that really doing it. That's not gonna be. He's great with the perimeter face up. He's not like a lockdown defender where he gonna follow you everywhere all the way into the paint. So I think that's where he'll succeed. But you're right. PJ's still gonna give him some trouble. But I think he's gonna be tired. He's 36 years old too now. So it ain't gonna be as easy. Going to get somebody like Giannis because he just keep coming. That's the difference between him and KD. KD gonna come, but he gonna stay doing his thing around the perimeter, and he can score from anywhere.
Yeah, KD
gonna. Giannis, it look like he going straight to the basket. Even last game, he only took like 2 threes. Everything else is just under the cup. So. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping he continues. Don't even shoot shit.
Yeah, KD gonna dance on you. He gonna try to hit you with all kind of head fakes and moves and stuff like that, little shimmies and whatnot. But Giannis, he gonna go right at you, like you said, every rip. And I don't think PJ got the lateral quickness to keep up with him. I don't think nobody on his on Miami team can do anything with Giannis just in general. Period.
I think
it's gonna have to be a shootout.
Miami just undersized. They're gonna win the series because Joel Embiid didn't play the first 2 games.
Yep.
So it worked out for us.
They're a stacked team, man. I mean, I think they can compete. Like if they somehow beat Milwaukee or Milwaukee didn't make it, I think Miami could definitely, make some noise even going over to the East because they have the matchups against those other teams. Because mostly outside of the Suns, they ain't got, there's no size. Golden State ain't really got no size. You know what I'm saying? Memphis definitely don't have no size. Phoenix really is the only team. Dallas don't have no size. So I think Miami could make some noise but I just think the Bucks is going to beat them just because of our depth and just the type of players that we have. We got those big bodies, so I just don't see them beating them.
As much defense as Miami play, like I said, they way too small. Like Drew is gonna have a field day out there. Giannis, by that time Middleton will be back, so it's really gonna be a wrap. Because I think that's the main reason we even struggling with Boston is just missing Chris right now on that offensive end. Like because when you getting those lulls, you know what I'm saying, with offense, Chris Middleton is that next superstar that can get you over that hump.
Right. Well, he can create his own shot. I mean, he's one of the few on the team that can. Drew is great, but he's more of a facilitator. Like you said, Middleton could just go, all right, give him the ball. All right, we've been, ain't nobody been scoring lately. Go ahead and just do a little bit. So that's really where Middleton is, and he's efficient. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to just take crazy ass shots. He's going to be, around that 46, 47% range from the field. and somewhere in the 30s from three. So. So yeah, man, and of course 90% from the free throw line. So that's like you said, that's the only thing we're missing. If we had Brook, if we had Middleton, I would have said we would have beat. I still think we're gonna beat them in 5, but I definitely would have. I definitely would have thought we was gonna beat them in 5 if we had Middleton. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I'm going Bucks Warriors in the finals, man.
You said Bucks Warriors. That's what I'm going with
Warriors.
Too. I'm going Bucks Warriors as well.
Yeah, it's Bucks Warriors. I still think the Suns might beat them, but I hope it's Bucks Warriors because I really want to kick their ass.
Yeah, straight up.
So I want the Bucks to kick their ass. I'm not obviously not playing.
Hey, look, y'all see how like Chris Paul been balling, like he been going crazy, but he ain't gonna be able to run around with Jordan Poole and Steph, man. They gonna wear his
no doubt. I'm just saying, like, as far as they have the size to compete, they have Miles Bridges and
shout out to Jordan Poole, man.
For sure,
he balling, man.
Yeah, he balling. But I definitely hope we play Golden State because that's way easier for us than the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, definitely. Because like I said, we already know, like, teams that live by the 3, they're going to die by it. So if they try to get in the shootout with us, we just going to dominate them in the paint. We dominated Boston in the paint, even in the game that they won. I think we scored like 31 more points than they scored in the paint. It was something ridiculous like that. Mm-hmm. They just were shooting that 3-point at such an amazing clip that game. It was ridiculous. Like, I think they hit like
23s.
23s. Yeah, that shit is insane. Like, and I don't think people really understand the magnitude.
And we didn't hit very many. I think we hit like 5.
Yeah. It was an abysmal shooting game from the perimeter for us that game. So I totally agree with you, man. But I would love to go kick Golden State ass as well.
I can't wait. That's what I think it's gonna be, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for that. Let's go Bucks and Brewers. Brewers killing it too. First place.
Y'all got
first place in the National League.
Y'all got anything else to add before we continue into our next topic?
Go Bucks.
I want to talk about this Doctor Strange right quick. I know. You said you hadn't seen it, right, Blaze?
No, not yet. But go ahead. It don't matter. I'm gonna watch it anyway.
So, listeners, if y'all listening right now, I'm gonna give y'all a fair warning. I'm about to spoil this entire movie for y'all. So, right now, if you would like to click off,
this a heavy spoilers interlude.
Yeah. Because for many of y'all that don't know, this is the way me and Blaze met. We realized that not met, but we started podcasting together because we realized we had an affinity for superhero movies, and so we started a show called Heavy Spoilers before we realized that there was already a YouTube channel called Heavy Spoilers. So we had to nick that. So when we come up with something creative, we're gonna get back onto reviewing these movies and these TV shows.
Movie reviews.
Yeah, because just to let y'all know, we definitely gonna review the entire Game of Thrones series, every episode.
House of Dragons.
Yes, we're gonna review every last one of the episodes. Every last one of us that's on this podcast are huge Game of Thrones fans. I mean, me, Kyrie, Trey, Blaze.
Hey, I got somebody watch that just started Game of Thrones. Been texting me for 3 days straight.
They be hooked.
And
can't wait for this fall.
I'm updating this title right quick on the screen. So just give me a second, but I'm gonna call the movie Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Trash. That's exactly how I felt about that film. But I felt like
it was bad.
Listen, bro, I felt like the film was utter garbage, and this is in comparison to the Spider-Man
garbage though.
Bro, I'm gonna put it like this, bro. Hold on, wait.
Was you just disappointed or not? You know what I mean? It didn't live up to your expectations, or was it garbage?
I feel like the film was garbage. I can't even put it. Bro, I was watching the film and halfway over to it, like I was like, this just ain't really good. This is not a good film. It's like bro, hold on a second. I'm gonna expound. I'm just trying to update this thing here on the screen before we continue. So when I put this clip on IG, they'll know that I'm bashing this film. Okay. So I won't say that the film, the trailer was actually better than the entire film, and I seldomly say that with Marvel films, right? The trailer was much better, and they pretty much showed us every fucking thing in the film. So my major issue with the film, I'll start with the acting. The acting was oh, excuse me, the acting was great with Benjamin Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. He always kills his role as Doctor Strange, right? Scarlet Witch So we know that they've been doing these arcs with these characters, right, where they kind of let you know, like, hey, like, perfect example, Fat Thor. A lot of people didn't really understand Fat Thor and why he was fat in Endgame, right? But I understood it because after each movie, it just led one thing to another. So the first film was him losing his mom, then the other one was him losing his pops, and then he lost all of Asgard, and then he lost half of his people on that ship. You remember that, Blaze?
Yep.
So he lost half his people, and all these bad events just kept happening to Thor one after another. So for him to be overweight and suffering from PTSD and all that type of stuff made a lot of sense. Not to mention he was also pissed off about failing and getting half the universe snapped by Thanos, right? So his character arc made all the sense. Even Hulk not being able to Hulk out kind of made sense. They didn't really flesh it all the way out with Professor Hulk and whatnot, but that arc made sense. But what the main thing about this film is Wanda is the villain, and her arcs makes no sense at all. Like we all know that, like, we just saw the events of WandaVision. If y'all ain't watched that, y'all got to kind of watch that before y'all go see this movie. So we see the events of WandaVision where she takes this whole town hostage, and she's grieving Vision's death. But in this film, she's like 100% the bad guy. She's trying to kill America Chavez and take her powers, because what we saw in WandaVision is Darkholds give you the power to absorb other people's powers, and so she's trying to take America Chavez powers so she can travel the multiverse and get her kids back. But instead of like the Wanda we know would befriend America Chavez, you know what I'm saying? Let America Chavez teach America Chavez how to work her powers, and then travel the multiverse and then try to build with her family. But in this movie, she's the villain. She's trying to straight up kill America Chavez, absorb her powers, which she knows is gonna kill her. Well, like, I'm like, fam, like, this ain't the Avenger Wanda Maximoff that we know, or even the one who got the Darkhold at the end of WandaVision. And still had, you know, some sense of herself, you know what I'm saying, and some sense of her heroism. So that was one thing that didn't make any sense to me about the movie at all, just Wanda's arc, because she was straight evil in the film. And I've heard other reviewers say that, oh, you know, she is to be expected. No, it's not. Like, if you watch the way Marvel's told these stories and these arcs for these characters and whatnot, her being as evil as she is in this film make no sense at all. So that was one thing that I had a huge issue with in the film. Then America Chavez herself, terrible supporting actress. Like, I can't even front, bro. Like the young lady that played her probably would have been fine for like a TV show or a Disney Plus series or whatnot. But yeah, she, as much screen time as she had, she was not a strong enough character to make me feel even the slightest bit of sympathy for Wanda hunting her down. I actually just wanted her to catch her and take her powers, like, low key, because I didn't give a fuck about this woman and her character at all. So that was my main issue. I did not care about her at all in that film. Wong, he did his thing. Per usual, I think we all love Wong from Shang-Chi and all the other Doctor Strange films and whatnot. Yeah, Wong did his thing. The movie was dope shot, but here's another thing too, because they brought. Were you about to say something, Blaze?
No.
Okay, my bad. So we know Sam Raimi directed the film. Who I think Sam Raimi did the first. Was it the first two Spider-Man? Not the ones that weren't the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I believe he did those.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, so Sam Raimi did those, which everybody knows Sam Raimi mostly from the Evil Dead series. And in this film, you know, the Evil Dead had a lot of quirkiness to it. Like, y'all ever seen the Evil Dead?
Yep.
Yeah, so like the Evil Dead was kind of corny the way he shot it and whatnot.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's exactly how this movie was. Like, it was a lot of corniness to it. Even they tried to make it have horror elements, but even the horror elements felt out of place because
it seemed like a darker turn for Marvel.
Yeah, it definitely was. And even some of the scenes were extremely gory, which I was super shocked at for a Marvel film. But I wasn't shocked from a Sam Raimi standpoint. You know what I mean? Like they had impaled a character in the film. I don't want to give it away, even though I'm like really just shitting all over this movie. But I don't really want to give it away. But they impaled a character and they showed it. You know, Marvel, you normally cut the camera away when somebody like get impaled or get decapitated or something like that. But yeah, they was handling like the characters in this film. They was getting destroyed. Real talk, like they was not shying away from it from a Marvel.
What's the rating? Is it PG-13 or is it rated?
Yeah, I believe all the Marvel films are PG-13. Deadpool was the only exception that's actually considered inside the MCU. You know what I'm saying? So I believe this one. I believe this one was.
You can still get away with a lot PG-13.
Yeah, a whole lot. Yeah, a whole lot. But yeah, they weren't shying away from the violence at all. And they did introduce the multiverse Illuminati. which was pretty dope to see. I won't spoil that for y'all, but I'm gonna put it like this: the characters we've seen, these characters, some of them it's our first time seeing, and some of them it's our second time seeing, right? And the characters that we see, their portrayal, it was actually worse than the original time, the first time we seen them. So like so it ain't no secret that what's
Professor
his name?
X.
Patrick Stewart is in the film, and he's pretty much playing the version of Professor X that we've seen from the comic book or from the '90s cartoon with the yellow wheelchair and whatnot, right? And
first of all, how old is Captain Picard? I'm sick of it.
Hey, listen, a million.
And he really in that wheelchair now.
yeah. Listen, bro. Listen, he's a million years old. I'm because
he's like the white Morgan Freeman, bro. Because Morgan Freeman has been looking the same since we were children.
So that's why that's even funnier, because I was just about to make a comment about his age. It's a point where he projects himself into Wanda Minds to kind of like fend her off against America Chavez and Doctor Strange. And when he projects himself in his mind, he's walking up to her, bro. The nigga looked like he was a million years old. He looked so frail. And they had him in the Steve Jobs get up, bro. He had a black turtleneck on with the mom jeans, and they was all high and shit. I was like, could they not age this nigga up anymore?
Hey, I was just about to Google how old he was, but I don't even want to know, dog. I'm just gonna let him ride.
I'm gonna guess at least 80s.
Yeah, bro. He up there, bro. Late 80s at that too. But yeah, man. So I'm sorry, listeners, too. I'm letting this drag on. I'm gonna be done with this here in a second. But yeah, that was my major issue. Then like I said, the directing from Sam Raimi, I hit it on that earlier a little bit. As far as how he did, like it felt out of place. It didn't really feel like an MC. It still had that stylistic shit that the MCU does, but it just kind of felt out of place, and you could tell that the pacing of the movie was definitely more on Sam Raimi thing than the standard we see with the MCU. And I'm not a particular huge fan of Sam Raimi as a director, but I get it. And then they had old boy who was the main character. They gave him a split, like a cameo in the film. The dude from the main character from the guy's name, Blade, from Evil Dead.
No,
I don't know, but y'all, everybody familiar with it. If y'all don't know, just go look up Evil Dead. But anyway, so he was the main character. He had a cameo in the film. And actually, if y'all don't waste y'all time for the second post credit scene, because the second post credit scene is basically him still punching himself. So y'all know what I'm talking about when y'all actually see the movie. So it's not even worth staying for the second post. I'm spoiling all this because that's how bad it was, bro. I literally sat there through all them fucking credits just to watch this man finally stop punching himself, and you'll see why he's punching himself in the movie when you go see it. But like, I sat there for the whole credits.
He was getting his liar on.
Yeah, bro. It was bad, fam. Like I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, so what if they give America Chavez her own movie? What, you gonna be upset about that?
No, because I'm put like this: if they give her a Disney Plus show, I'll be fine with that. Or if they put her around a younger cast, like I
mean, they're gonna push it though because of the LGBTQ aspect.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. She did have two moms in the film. That was another interesting point to see Disney and Marvel them start to add all these LGBTQ members in these films now after all the backlash they've been getting lately.
Well, I was gonna say, you gotta remember Disney gonna push an agenda, but they're not gonna lose no money. Yeah. So if that shit ain't working out, that shit gonna get canned.
Mm-hmm.
So her and Captain Marvel is back to back characters like that though.
So Captain Marvel was LGBTQ too as well. Yeah. Or queer, whatever you want to call it. I didn't even know that. Was she like that in the comic books? I never was a huge Captain Marvel fan.
I don't think so, but
yeah. My introduction to Captain Marvel was the '90s X-Men cartoon where they show where Rogue got her powers from, where she could fly.
So what's the next movie in the pipeline?
Thor, Love and Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah, and Marvel, man, I'm surprised though. I'm surprised that this movie was this bad because I thought. So I knew. So I already said that. What's the film with Scarlet Witch? I mean Scarlet Witch. What's the other Black Widow? I hated that film. That was the first film like after the Marvel Phase 2 or whatever. That was like kind of introduced Phase 3 or whatever phase they in. Man, they got too many code names for this shit. But that was the film that kind of set the tone for me, and I was like, man, I hope they ain't going this route with these films because that Black Widow was god awful. And then So then they came out with Shang-Chi, which was fire, and they came out with Spider-Man, which was incredible. Spider-Man and what's this Spider-Man called? Hold on one second, y'all. I got my phone hooked up to the mixer, and
my brother said Spider-Man was trash yesterday, and it offended me.
Yeah, he geeked. He big geek because I didn't feel like that at all. I thought Spider-Man was incredible. It is a part in that film, like where after on the rewatch, I guess because the first time I watched it, I was so geeked to see it. The adrenaline was pumping, but like that first hour is kind of like the longest part of the film. But after that, they get the cracking. Damn, what was I gonna say though? So back to the Doctor Strange film. I said I wouldn't be mad at America Chavez having her own Disney Plus series, but not. I think she would definitely be dope as part of like a Young Avenger with Kate. What's her name from Hawkeye? Oh
yeah, I can't think of her name. But she gonna be in the next Avengers film for sure.
Yeah. And so if they do a Young Avenger and they bring in these characters in where they actually got chemistry, because she was like I'm telling you, bro, it felt like a fish out of water with her next to Doctor Strange, and I really wasn't feeling that. I did like Hawkeye though, and his chemistry with I can't remember her name. It's Kate something, man. It escapes me right now. But their chemistry was dope. So if y'all ain't seen the Hawkeye series, definitely check that out. That was definitely. Keith Moss said Marvel and DC trash. They ain't. I won't call them trash, but like this film wasn't good at all.
You're the hater, man. Don't listen to him.
I just put it like that. This was not a very good film. If y'all want to go see it, I'll probably give that film like out of 10, definitely a 5, and I ain't gonna hold you.
I gave Black Widow a 6. So
well, if you gave that a 6, I give this one. It's better than Black Widow, so I give it a 6.5. But it ain't that much better. It ain't that much better. Yeah, this was not very enjoyable at all.
It was with Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yeah, the one with Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, that film. It was another film, just like they was just trying to fill in the story.
Would her sister be Young Avengers or?
They wouldn't consider her a Young Avengers. She would definitely be a part of either the New Avengers or I forgot the evil. Man, I'm just forgetting all my comic book knowledge right now, but she'll be a part of the one with General Ross, his team. They call it the what is it? They call him Black something Ross. I can't think of his name. Thunderbolt Ross. So the Thunderbolts is the bad version of the Avengers. Basically, like they like the military contractor version of the Avengers. She will be a part of them if they do bring it to cinema. But as far as that, like, I don't think that would make her a Young Avenger because she's a lot older than the cast that they setting up and bringing into the MCU for the Young Avenger. So, but she had good chemistry with old girl who played Kate, whatever her name is, and it keeps escaping me. I can't think of her name right now. But she had dope chemistry with her. So the Hawkeye series was definitely something dope to watch. But we all know how movies work, man. When actors don't have chemistry on the screen, it just don't work. It don't. The movie's bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there was a lot of bad chemistry on the screen. And then I'm telling you, y'all gonna be completely shocked at how y'all see the portrayal of Black Widow in this film because it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So like y'all understand where I'm coming from when y'all watch it. Like it's worth watching if you're an MCU fan, but as far as like if you're not a diehard MCU fan, I wouldn't even recommend this film to nobody because they're gonna be pissed off when they watch it. They ain't gonna know what's going on. You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's
especially for you said it was 4 hours, right?
No. I always complain about the movies because movies when you go to the movie, you go into a 2 hour movies, you're gonna be there for 4 hours because you got to get there beforehand. You got to drive. You got to get there before. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Previews, post credits.
Yeah, the runtime of the movie. Go ahead, my bad. You said
I was just gonna say. I said, these movies, right? Some of these superhero movies right now, they pushing them Ben-Hur hours.
right, definitely. The movie's the runtime of the movie is only 2 hours and 6 minutes. So it's not like an extremely long movie. I was joking yesterday when I said I hate I wasted 4 hours because I hated that I drove there, got concessions, and then had to drive back home. That's all I was saying. Right. I went to movies. It was
I got you on that.
I got
you. What was the runtime for Batman? That shit was pretty long.
3 hours.
Okay. That was 3 hours.
Yeah, it's 3 hours. Yeah, that was ridiculous. So this is a relatively short superhero movie.
That was a good movie though.
Yeah, Batman was dope.
Batman was dope. Shout out to DC for that one because the Batman was dope.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I keep forgetting Colin Farrell as Penguin, bro. He killed that damn role. Yeah. I keep forgetting that's him.
Yeah. You know what's up? You know something I want to talk about too, because we hadn't spoke about it. Y'all know DC, right? They sold the DC away from Warner Brothers, so DC is a part of not Nat Geo. What is it? Discovery Network now. So I'm not sure if you know that, Ken. Were you aware of that?
Yeah. I'm aware.
Ain't Discovery a part of Disney now?
I don't think so.
Disney is their Discovery is their own separate entity. Yeah. They have other stuff though. They have like History Channel. Mm-hmm. They got, like you said, all that National Geographic stuff, Nat Geo, and there's some other ones that they got.
Yeah. So what's the significance of that, Ron?
Well, the significance of it is that they pretty much fired all those bad directors and those bad heads, those executives that were giving us all those trash DC films, and they've appointed like a Kevin Feige figure now. So if for all those who not know, Kevin Feige is pretty much the head over all the Marvel universe over there. So he's pretty much
he in charge of keeping the storyline going.
Exactly, keeping the continuity, exactly. So and he's doing a phenomenal job. So now DC officially has that with them being under Discovery.
Is that where they came up with the what they call it, the dark something?
What you mean, the dark side of the DC universe? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, where they got all these evil characters they supposed to be doing movies for.
I think that was beforehand. I think that was something that DC had in the works. Is that you mean like with the Joker and whatnot? How they plan on doing the Joker film, and now they're gonna do. Kendall, you got to mute your thing because I hear that grinder. But
that's not me.
Oh, it's Blades. Someone slapped. I don't know what it was. But oh yeah, I heard. Oh, my bad. It's all good though. And anyway, it was loud in my ear. But anyway, what else was I saying about the DC EU? But yeah, no, I think that was something that had in the works anyway, because Colin Farrell is actually getting a Penguin series on HBO Max. It's going to be on the DC side because I guess they're still going to continue to work with HBO, even though they're not a part of Warner Brothers anymore. So it's gonna be pretty interesting to see. I guess they're gonna keep all the content on the HBO Max. So
yeah, because Discovery Plus is gonna merge with HBO. They already have a lot of their stuff on there.
Okay.
Like all they shit and stuff like that.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah. So I just hope
that'll be an interesting series.
Yeah. I don't know, man. The way he handled that role, fam. I would watch that shit if it was like on some Ozark or on some Boardwalk Empire shit. I think
it'd be something similar to that.
Yeah, I think they would body that if they go that route.
Like Fargo type shit.
Yeah. I never seen Fargo, so I don't think I can really speak to is those Boardwalk Empire and like Ozark.
But, you ain't watched the Chris Rock season? That's the only one I watched.
Yeah, I gotta watch.
Yeah, my dad told me to watch Fargo.
Yeah. Nah, that was fine. Check that out.
It was that good.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. I have limited time because I'll be doing 1,000,001 things, so I'll be having to, pick and choose what shows I can watch. Because I'm still trying to work my way through Ozark. I fall asleep on every episode. It's been a great season, though.
Nah, Ozark was good.
Yeah, you finished it?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes.
Hey, it's rare where you get a finale where you be like, okay, I'm satisfied with that, and I kind of was. I hate finales. That's my problem.
Yeah. You hate the ending and stuff.
Yeah. And this one wasn't terrible.
Okay. I think I have a feeling of where it's going, because you see what's his face? What's the main character's name? I call these characters' name all the time, but you see him starting to change. You see it's a change coming in him. But I think I know where they're going with this. But the only other show that I was actually satisfied with the way it ended was Insecure. I thought they wrapped that show up great. Did you watch the end of Insecure?
I liked it, but I seen online that it seemed like a lot of women wasn't satisfied with the ending, but I thought it was good.
That's so weird because I felt like they left it open for like to either bring the series back, to give it another limited run, or even like a movie. I thought they wrapped that up great, and they tied up every storyline.
I think it'll be a movie eventually.
Right, and I feel like they wrapped up every storyline great, like the storyline with her mom having cancer and then trying to give them what's the word I'm looking for, to give her get their estate together and everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I thought Insecure wrapped up beautifully. That was one of my favorite shows. But it was crazy too because a lot of people didn't even really like the show towards the end of it, like the last 2 seasons. A lot of people didn't like it, but I thought Issa Rae did a phenomenal job with the intention of knowing, hey, I got my limited run. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I was happy with that one.
Yeah.
I was happy with that one.
Yeah. So now I got to go finish working my way through the Ozarks. So, but man, let's get into this next topic, man. This has been a hot button issue all this week because we did find out our Thursday episode. We were trying to that was when it was announced that Kevin Samuels had passed away, and we were actually trying to figure out during that episode if it was true or if it was just one of those internet rumors. And come to find out, the rumors were true. And the internet has been in a tizzy ever since. I'm gonna call it a tizzy.
Let me just say this, man. Hey, yo, I love black women, man. Y'all don't give no fuck.
None whatsoever, bro. When they don't rock with something, they don't rock with it. They gonna go in on that shit.
Hey, they been having me laughing for days.
Mm-hmm. Y'all know my stance on it, man. I just like when somebody dies just to have a little bit of tact. You know, it's okay to joke from time to time, but I know that's a coping mechanism that we do as you know as our culture. But man, that shit, like they've been saying some brutal. They were saying the day was. I was like, God damn, some of the shit was definitely funny. That's why I posted that meme on Instagram where I was like, where he was walking into heaven gates and he's looking back and he's like, y'all still fat and average. I definitely said tizzy twine too. I don't know where the fuck tizzy came from, but that's what I'm gonna call it, bro. The internet was in a tizzy.
Hey, no, for real, man. That shit.
They basically make Kevin Samuels on. They getting cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that man pushed the
and
button.
brutally honest.
That man pushed the button, man.
But we talk about it all the time, man. And I'm not bashing women by no means, but I'm gonna say this, man. We do know our sisters have a lack of accountability a lot of times, and I think a lot of stuff that he was saying for the most part was just holding women accountable and men. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, yeah.
So like I don't really see the issue with his his content. I understand that people didn't like his delivery and everything
I think in short form, it just seems so offensive.
Okay.
Anytime I had somebody listen to it, they'd be like, "This shit crazy. Fuck him." But if you actually listen, if they ever actually listen to it, they'd be like, "Okay, I can see what he's saying." Like it's based by facts. It's you know what I'm saying. He's not saying it. It's his delivery, man.
It's the same, right? Exactly. It's the same thing that they do with any of that shit. Nobody's gonna put a 30-minute Kevin Samuels tirade. Nobody's gonna watch it. But you're gonna put 15, 20 seconds, 2-minute clips, whatever, and you're gonna get just like they do with Stephen A. Smith when, oh, look what he said about A, B, and C. And if you watched the show, it might have been a different type of context. It's like so, it's always about like the shock value or to get people like even I think I've seen a video of him even talking about it, like how he spoke about just knowing the audience that he could move towards if he spoke about women in the way that he did. Because of course he talked about both, but he knew where he would really gather some, because nobody
garner attention.
You know, I'm not saying men don't care, but nobody's going to really watch that shit. Men aren't going to keep sitting there watching that shit like that if they're talking about them. But if you're talking about women or whatever, and the way he was delivering that shit and the way that he was doing it and having people call in to talk about it, that was going to bring more of a draw versus just, you know, you're helping men out. That's not going to really do anything because men don't really care about self-improvement for the most part. That's why they don't go to therapy. There's a whole list of things as to what, you know, men don't do what they do. So like, you know, if it's more entertaining to have women calling in and stuff like that, you're going to get more of a draw with that versus the other way around. So he wasn't stupid in what he was doing. Everybody, you know, it was a smart marketing tool, really.
I definitely felt like he like you said that didn't nobody give a fuck when because he started off being a style expert and telling men what kind of shoes they should wear, what events to wear certain ties to and certain button up, and nobody gave, listening to that shit. Nobody gave a fuck. Then he started consulting. He was getting with these elites, these CEOs. He
found his niche.
Yeah, he was getting with these elites, these CEOs, and it was like, hey, like the reason you're not attracting women is basically because you lame. Here, let me style you up a little bit. Blah blah blah. He was being a consultant towards them. That's where the term image consultant came in. You know what I'm saying? And when he realized he had a knack for getting these men laid and manipulating people to get promotions and all that type of stuff, that's what he kind of leaned towards. You know what I mean? And and then when he came out and was because one thing that the reason he really started talking about women, he said this verbatim, is he realized that now that he got these men to a certain point, he couldn't find them suitable partners. So that was when he came out with the high value man, which wasn't his original term, by the way. And it just cracks me up that a lot of people are like, man, what is a high value man? Like, this is a set of standards that somebody else came up with that he's just using as a point of reference. Because
but it's just like Stephen A. Smith. Like, nobody was saying the word narrative until he started saying it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, no, you good. And so with the high value man thing, so he was saying that, like, because these are the and if you listen to the outline of high value man, a lot of people thought it was just about money. It's not just about money. It's about your reach. It's about your visibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that. It's just not about being a 6-figure earner. You know what I mean? And what he was trying to explain to these women who were coming on his show saying they want a man that makes 6 figures and all this other stuff is like, you can't have that if you're not putting yourself in a position to obtain this. And he was telling them what to do to put themselves in a position to obtain it. And women still lost their shit. And then to me, it just cracks me up because like I laugh like, do y'all? I guess women really don't understand the way men think. And I always find
it's just that everything they take is
the way he says
it's
it.
Personal. They take it as a direct offense to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah. Like, and he's not like, it's not going to be the same type of shitting on the men. Like, if a man say something crazy, he's going to be like, who the fuck you talking to? Like, he's not gonna deliver it that way. It's gonna be a different type of way. So
he has
the shock of
if
a woman, I'm not saying that right, but it didn't go anywhere, right? Like, he had to go the other way.
I see. Okay.
Entertainment. Nobody care. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just gonna deal with a whole bunch of niggas who might find you somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different situation. Like, that's why the women get riled up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the delivery, how he says it to them. Like, it ain't just, you need to be doing this, young lady. If it was that way, they still probably would find a way to say something about something. But it's just his delivery. That's what gets people to click on it. That's what got people to be, it was funny to them or he was entertaining. Because some people ain't watching that shit for what he's talking about. They're watching it for the entertainment piece. Like, I've like the last couple of days, I've had a few people sending me clips of, remember when he said this and he was hilarious and blah, blah. Like, it wasn't so much like, oh, listen to what he was saying here. It was like, oh man, remember it's like Alex Jones. Alex Jones used to talk about some real shit early in his career. You know, like, of course he's now more the further right because he understood like the money behind it.
Right.
But people weren't necessarily watching his show. They were watching his tirades when he would start turning red and going in and saying this and that and the way his delivery was with it. I mean, that's just how it is. It's the level of how he was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Not so much his message. It's just the delivery is what the issue was.
Yeah. And to me, it's a damn shame because I know for a fact that we can get messy as hell on the show if we wanted to and garner way more attention. I've literally had people friends of mine, families, relatives that listen to the show. I'm like, man, y'all need to start touching on some more controversial topics. I'm like, fam, no, that's not the point of my show. I'm trying to uplift our community and actually get people to critically think about these topics versus just bashing or leaning towards one side of the or the other. You know what I mean? And I know if I really want to be messy, bro, I can reach way more people and garner way more attention. And that's not I'm never going that route, like, at all.
Right. Well, natural ignorance is more entertaining. Again, that's all they care about. They don't really care about you trying, like, your message of, not saying wholeheartedly, but they don't really care that you're trying to uplift anything. They just want to be entertained with whatever they want to hear. They love the gossip. They love the Rihanna and the cheating, or the shit with ASAP Rocky or whatever that came out to be whatever that was. And like that's what people like. They want to hear about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people roll with that shit so quick. Like, where did that even come from?
They love to be in people's business and know what's going on with them because sometimes they don't have anything going on with themselves. So it's you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the reality. So some people just like that entertainment aspect. But like you said, we got a purpose for the podcast, which is why you ain't necessarily going that route. But you still sprinkle stuff in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bring up some of the pop culture and we'll talk about some of it. But that's not the emphasis. You know what I'm saying? And that's people just lose sight of the message.
Because if on this show, if I wasn't trying to reach a certain demo I would definitely talk more about pop culture stuff. But honestly, I would never even talk about pop culture stuff. I would just lean into financial literacy and our history and everything like that. I would never even talk about pop culture stuff. But I know in order for people to hear it, it has to have a certain level of entertainment. You know what I mean? So that's why I even be provocative in certain senses and speak the way I speak on the show. But
and a lot of that shit is pure comedy. So
yeah. Hey, dog, Twan said people don't like to hear the truth unless it's from white people.
Right. No, and that's exactly what I said the other day about Kevin Samuels. He's not saying anything I haven't heard a white man already talk about. He's Fox News, Tucker Carlson, Bill Maher, Bill this, Bill O'Reilly. I mean, I've been watching politics for decades.
Mm-hmm.
They always talking about how women need to be doing because they believe they're the high value. So that's where high value term came from.
Right.
So it's just. It's the same thing, man. I mean, it's the same type of rhetoric. But to Twan's point, we only want to hear it from white people.
Yeah.
When it's coming from white people, oh yeah, it's a positive thing. Versus a Kevin Samuels, you might demonize him, you might do whatever, you know what I'm saying, or you might feel a certain kind of way towards him because it's coming from a black man that might be saying it, or whatever the reason behind it. But this ain't nothing that white people ain't already been talking about. Yeah. They always been shitting on their women.
Hey, if Kevin Samuels died having sex, that's what I aspire to do.
Facts. I definitely hope that was the way he did, and not with the booger sugar, because that was the only other thing I could think that'll make you have a cardiac.
I don't think he was on no damn cocaine or none of that shit.
Yeah, he ain't seem like.
I think if now again from the stuff that I was reading, it ain't all came out yet, but I was seeing some about like high cholesterol issues, and then there was some about the written report he was having chest pain or whatever.
He seemed like a pretty fit dude, though. Yeah,
no doubt,
and he was young, man. What was he?
No doubt, but it's like high cholesterol though. Still,
I'm not saying like he could have high cholesterol
based on your size. You know what I'm
just saying? Like that's kind of fucked up for him to be. And then,
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
and then when you finally, get to a place where you want to be in life, then shit like that happens.
Right. Because he worked his ass off. Because and a lot of people don't know the reason he worked his ass off like that is because he was diagnosed with cancer at 21. So he's pretty much been living with cancer this whole entire time. Because I think it had. Go ahead. What were you about to say?
No. I was just gonna say that's probably. I thought it may have something to do with a little combination of that. Like if he's got high cholesterol, some sort of blood pressure problems, and then he's had cancer early in his life, he probably has like a. Maybe his immune system is a little bit more deficient, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, as a result of his cancer, and then also the high blood pressure or whatever, or I think it was high cholesterol. So, hopefully it wasn't drug related, but you never know. And then of course, you got the conspirators too, like acting like somebody tried to kill him.
Oh, what they say, Shorty tried to kill him?
Yeah.
I done heard some crazy stuff. I done had people telling me
I bet she was bad though. I bet she was bad.
No, I bet she was bad. From the description, it sounded like she was bad. But people was like, "Oh no, man, this definitely sounded like foul play." I had somebody text me the other day, bro. It sounded like I just ignored it. I'm like, bro, please stop.
Hey man,
these are the same niggas who think Tupac is in Puerto Rico.
I'm like, bro,
in Cuba.
In Cuba, yeah.
We can't never just have a nigga dead. It got to be like, and I get it, and it's basically because America's racist. So you always think a nigga like Sam Cooke. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of people we can go down the line. And don't get me wrong. I mean, I definitely believe Martin Luther King was assassinated by the government, by some form of the government, whether it was FBI, CIA, or whatever. But we just sometimes we be going to the next level, like with some shit. So,
Keith said the autopsy would be interesting.
I hear it out.
Yeah, I'm with you, Keith. I definitely want to see the autopsy report as well.
Yeah.
What I was about to say was, as I'm pouring up the shot of Hennessy for Mother's Day, y'all. I'm a father.
Yeah, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Cheers to Mother's Day.
Cheers to Mother's Day. Hey, poet.
Yes, sir.
Cheers to Mother's Day. But
happy Mother's Day, LaQuandra, in the chat.
Yeah. But she thugging it out. She like, I'm about to get some entertainment on Mother's Day. But
real quick.
Yeah. Kendall, you brought up an interesting point earlier when you were talking about this isn't something that he hasn't heard white men say. And I say one thing I love about Kevin Samuels is this is one thing I really liked about him, because as harsh as this message may seem, at the end of the day, he wanted to see black women married to black men.
Absolutely.
And he said that he always would give us the statistics, because Kendall, you were a huge statistic person. You always talk about how that's where I got the numbers from as far as black demographics, how men actually marry outside of our race more than our women do, and our women is more loyal. Actually came from Kevin Samuels and him giving us our those statistics. But one thing
I think you said that wrong. Men marry black women at a higher clip than
our women are the more loyal. Go ahead. What you saying?
Go ahead, Ron.
No, I was saying
I was gonna say Ron was talking about if we were to marry outside of our race. He's saying black men do it more.
Okay. All right.
than black women. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know if I said it wrong, but
Okay.
the Hennessy might have got me.
No, I think you said it
spirits
right.
got
No,
me.
no, that was right.
Chief. The spirits got me, Chief. I'm sorry. but what was I about to say? So that's one thing I loved about Kevin Samuels, as harsh as his delivery may seem, and that's what I like. Everybody always say, "Oh, he out talked to black women recklessly," but he would use the term modern women, and he would have other women outside of the black race on the show a lot. It was just
I've seen more women of white and Latino descent on there than
he had it, but the clips that would go viral was the black women, because they always would get live with him, and they calling into his show asking for his advice, and they being disrespectful on his show. So then he would have to go in, you know what I mean? And he was saying
he go to the next level, right?
And that's what
and I think some of them people was trolling too.
They was definitely trolling. But that's what I liked. But that's what I liked about the show, because he's like, I'm a 56-year-old black man, and these black women are calling my show with no respect at all. And he was like, they're calling into my show on my platform. And so he would have to go in a little bit, and he was saying how that's how like we out of line in our community, because y'all don't even have enough respect to respect me on my show. But what I was gonna say was, it brought up an interesting point, because I was reading this book called Brainwashed by Tom Burrell. It's one of my favorite books, because it just kind of let you know how evil white supremacy is, and how they've actually put out stereotypes since our inception in this country to kind of keep us enslaved and keep us in a certain mindset, and how we operate inside that mindset to this day. You know what I mean? Like so perfect example. He would always talk about how black women are going by this moniker of I'm a strong black woman, I'm successful, I don't need no man, but they counterparts are still marrying at a higher clip than y'all, you know what I mean, than black women. And and he was saying this mostly because y'all out of line. He said y'all focus on careers, and this is his words, not mine. I agree with some of it, but this what I liked about it, because us as men who want to be in a relationship, I should say, because not all men do, but we notice that it's a lot of women who aren't out here family oriented, you know what I'm saying, or even wife oriented, you know what I mean. They just want to be married or get married to have the status or the title of being a wife, or you know what I'm saying, without actually putting in the work that it takes to become a wife. You know what I mean? They'll go and put in more emphasis on their careers and on being successful than actually their marriage. You know what I mean? So that was one thing I liked about him, because we see a lot of that in our community. And a lot of times people don't say nothing about it, but he was addressing it head on. And I think that's why
I remember him saying that was something like black women being taught coming up, like focus on your education, don't worry about no man, get your bag, do this, do that.
And he was saying
it's almost to a detriment. You know what I'm saying? Like they get to an age where then they'd be like, okay, now what?
Right, and that's what he was calling the 30+, and even the term leftover women's that a lot of people have a issue with. He was
that's something he should have said.
Right. No. I'm gonna tell you where it came from, and this comes from me watching a lot of his content. It came from China, because that's what they call married women who are married over 35. They call them leftovers, and they normally die alone. And but the thing about it is, he also talks about the term that they have for men who die alone as well. And he said normally the men that die alone like under a bridge, homeless and shit like that. Same thing in America, because he talked about the difference between the homeless rate with Americans and American men versus American women. He said you hardly can find a homeless woman unless she's really choosing to be. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all look at the numbers, the number is unbalanced like a motherfucker. It's way more homeless men. So I ain't even got to really go into details with that. Just do your research. But
I live in Phoenix, man. It's the homeless problem out here, out of control.
Same here in Austin. It's out of control. Like they literally just had to come up where they had to ban city camping, because the last governor we had, or not governor, the last mayor, he was allowing in city camping under bridges and whatnot, and they had to ban it because it got so bad. Like I couldn't even go. Like perfect example, Voodoo Donuts is a vegan donut shop that I like to go to downtown on 6th Street, bro. I went in there. I couldn't even go in there without somebody coming up to me while I'm sitting down at the table, bro, eating, asking me for bread, and the managers, the owners, are having to kick them out of the store. You know what I'm saying? So that's how aggressive the homeless people were in Austin. You know what I mean? So not that I'm against or like shaming homeless people or whatnot. It's a lot. It's really, really in your face. You know what I mean? But that's where that term leftover women came from, to my point. And I just want to ask y'all, how did y'all think about like the patriarchy in our community and subscribing to that and whatnot? How do y'all feel about that?
Go ahead, Kendall.
Well, I think again, it's like you said, the patriarchy is all, like you said, designed by white. I mean, so like when we wanted to, I'm talking about in terms of this country, the way they run patriarchal society, and like so I just think it's we always are. Not always. I'm generalizing, but there are times where black people, we always like look to them first for like, okay, they're doing it the right way. I want to do it like that too. And I just don't think that that's how we do things. I think black people are more so like horizontal. Like, I think that's really the better hierarchy, instead of trying to like see who's the one or who's the, cause like we can't even like rappers. We got to be like, hey, who number one though? Or who the best nigga? He ain't better than bro. You know, like it's always like a competition, I think. And I think our stuff should be more so from a horizontal piece, just so that you can understand difference in perspective, because of, you know, where we're at in our society and where we are in terms of how we feel about each other. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's more of a resolution for us than it is, you know, a vertical situation. That's just how I look at that. And I still think that, you know, like if you believe in the Bible, or if you believe in, you know, it's the man first and then the woman and the children and that hierarchy, you know, that hierarchy, that's all fine and good to me. You know, if you believe, and again, I could be wrong, because clearly I don't read the Bible that much, but you know, the woman was created from Adam's rib, or is that accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate.
I think that was what
yeah.
Okay. So like, you know, if you believe in all those kind of things, like clearly the woman is a part of you and all that, she comes from you, or however you look at it. So to me, that looks like a level of protection, or you take care of your woman, you make sure she's good. So I think that there still should be a level of understanding on that front, like listen to what the man is saying, active listening, what we've talked about with the, you know, with the sisters before, and going from that perspective. But I think it also should go from the other side as well, without the argument piece of that. And I think that that's really where the fix should be, is when we argue, don't necessarily always put yourself in the situation in terms of like, oh, it's not my fault though, or you think that everything's just coming towards you with blame. And it may be that's not probably the case. Maybe the communication is just not where it needs to be. But I don't think that that's the best way for an argument to take place, unless you're debating or talking about some other stuff that's like not personal. Because I just think we get too heated in those situations. So for me, I just think we should try to hear from each other. But it's just easier said than done in a lot of ways. Like you said, even Kevin, he tried to deliver his way, and people, you know, women automatically getting pissed off, even though they're calling into his show. You know what I'm saying? Minus the trolls.
I think America just a patriarchal society, man. In one way or another, you're gonna have to deal with that and figure out where you are in there. You don't have to be at the top of the top, but like Kendall said, like most black people, we horizontal with it. Like, so that's just what it is.
Yeah, I think
we don't care who come to the cookout and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not discriminatory like that. We don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I mean from that perspective. But go ahead.
Oh no, all I was gonna say, I totally agree with y'all with this horizontal leadership theory. But one thing that I would like to point out, and I can't take credit for this. I got it from Miles Morales, right? Miles Morales, goddamn.
From Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, right? No, Miles
wrote a book.
No. It's a pastor called Miles Monroe, and I think y'all would find his sermon really, really interesting, even if you're not a Christian or if you believe in the Bible, because he kind of breaks it down from a Latin perspective and a Hebrew perspective, like different words and characters and stuff, and how it's broken down in the King James version. It means more in Hebrew and Latin. Like he talks about the Garden of Eden, right? And he talks about the reason why all these scholars and archaeologists and people who've looked for the Garden of Eden throughout history haven't been able to find it. He said it's because it's not a place. He said it's a presence. He said the Garden of Eden. He said before Adam and Eve, quote unquote, ate from the fruit of the tree knowledge, the tree of life, whatever it is. He said
you
that.
You mean even Adam, sir?
Yeah. So
Eve first,
right? Eve first. So right. Even Adam, right? But before they shut up, Kendall. Before they ate from that, he was saying that we didn't have we could talk to God directly. We as in humans could talk to God directly, and we were always in His presence. He said once they did that, it cut off our connection to God. Basically, we had to pray in order to reach God. But anyway, that's not the gist of the sermon. But I'm just breaking down a part of it so y'all kind of understand where he come from. And but the gist is it's called Why Men Need Dreams and Vision. And he was like, the first thing that God ever gave a man, told us to do was work. And he said and work in Latin means become. He never said like it's not a curse as we take it. You know what I'm saying? It means your work is who you are. It's become. That's what he said it means in Latin. But anyway, the name of the sermon is, y'all can look it up. It's called Miles Monroe, Miles with a Y, on YouTube right now. It's called Why Man Needs Dreams and Vision. And he was at T.D. Jakes' church giving the sermon. Unfortunately, him and his wife passed away in a plane crash. So they no longer with us. Yeah, it was quite a few years ago. But the sermon is really.
Was it a private plane or?
I believe so. I believe it was a private plane. Mm-hmm. But it was it's an extremely amazing ceremony, and it kind of breaks down how we should move in our community versus what the patriarchal society does. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because it's a really powerful ceremony. So I'll spare y'all my thoughts and theories on that. Just go check that out. It's Miles Monroe. Why men needs is it Dreams and Vision? I believe it is. But yeah, check that out. It's extremely moving, and it'll kind of break some stuff down for women as far as some of the things y'all fight with against us and whatnot, and men to help y'all understand why we have these communication barriers and whatnot. But it's extremely powerful. Definitely check that out. But he talks about a lot about horizontal leadership and that as well. And he talks about how in the Bible where it says God made us the head. I think he said it was a misinterpretation. We were actually the foundation. You know what I mean? So like, but check it out, bro.
I think that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, definitely check that out because it's extremely powerful. So if any of y'all are looking to get married or if y'all in a relationship,
I think that's a more acceptable way for them to be like, all right, foundation, okay, cool.
Yeah. Because because on God, the crib ain't shit without a foundation. Like I live in Texas, we got foundation issues with all our houses down here. The walls be cracking and shit. It's important to be a strong foundation. That's my point. But yeah, definitely check that out, man. Anybody who's thinking to get married or in a relationship or whatnot, I think it's extremely powerful. But to my point, man, or not to my point, but man, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Regardless how people felt about him, at least he, as divisive as he was, at least he was thought provoking.
Definitely rest in peace, but keep them memes coming though.
All right, keep them memes. You know the internet. Listen, you know the internet. You know the internet.
I'm here for the jokes, but
yeah, you know the internet going. You know the internet going.
Yeah, Twitter is not going to fall asleep on that. They're gonna do what they do.
They've been on his ass.
Yeah.
As a Star will call them, the troll babies.
Hey, dog, Star was out of control last night too, bro. He had me rolling with his Kevin Samuels show, man. Y'all, shout out to the Star Report, man. Go check out the Star Report. Dude is an absolute fool.
For real.
Yeah.
If y'all want some straight up bullshit most of y'all the time, you can watch this show. He will provide that for you.
That is
he's informative too, though. He's very informative. But yeah, I've been listening to him since I would say 2016. 2017.
Mm-hmm. Hey, hold on, y'all. Real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt y'all. Chris Paul has 5 fouls with 9 minutes left in the game.
This game's over. Yeah. That game's over then, huh? No, what's the score? Let's see. Okay.
It's 67-78 now, but he on the bench right now. But go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that game might be over. He definitely gonna get that 6 foul because we know how Chris Paul is.
He gonna get a tech. That's what's about to happen.
Yeah. He had 4 in the first half. The 5th one was just he tried to draw a foul on Jalen Brunson and got called for offense. So,
man, but man, y'all got anything else to add, bro? Before we wrap this up, besides,
hey, can I just say, black excellence to Dave Chappelle, man, for
shit, turning old boy into a pretzel.
Hey, why dude did that, man?
Bro, because he was empowered by Will Smith.
I forgot what the I had read something. I was trying to find it before the show started. I couldn't, but they said he gave some reason or whatever, but I couldn't find it, so I couldn't.
Why dude did that, man? He got his ass whooped, man.
Right.
You see his arm?
A little knife gun. You see his knife gun?
Did you see his arm, bro?
Yeah, bro. I don't know how
they twisted that shit.
Hey, listen, I'm so glad
as they should, man. Whoop his ass.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard it was like Jamie, Busta Rhymes, and heard some other stuff. I was like, man, I don't even know if that's true. That's crazy.
Hey, a bunch of real niggas.
Man, you can't. Don't go up there, man. What is you doing? You know?
Hey, you heard what I said, Kendall? I said a bunch of real niggas. You can't run up on a real nigga like that. That's what they get.
No, absolutely, man. I mean, because you could have hurt dude. You know what I'm saying? If you would have came out with your little gun knife or whatever, you.
It's scary for that point exactly.
Right.
You know. Motherfucker get up there and do anything.
Right. I'm just glad Dave Chappelle bulked up after all these years. And he been talking shit. Because remember when he started, he was skinny as hell. And then he came back.
Oh, no, he been working out.
Yeah,
he wrestled that nigga off.
Yeah, he would have got his ass tackled then if he was still 2000 Dave
Chappelle, exactly. He came back after that $50 million debacle and bulked up. So, yeah, shout out to Chappelle. Like, I'm glad they beat Dude Ass. Make an example, fam. Because we can't have people running up on stage like that. And if anybody think they can be doing that kind of crazy shit, they need their ass whooped. Like, straight up protect. Yeah, anybody out there, my advice to you is protect yourself at all costs. Like everybody be giving up.
You know, I'm all for kicking somebody's ass, and he deserved it.
He deserved it. Everybody always, it's the same thing. Like everybody get a baby a hard time about the way he handled the situation. Fam, protect yourself. You run up on my property, you run up on me at a bowling alley, I'm handling you.
Why do people keep fucking with dude?
Because they stupid.
I think he done shown enough by now. We'd be like, you know what, just leave bro alone.
Bro, Blaze, you know where we from. We know real niggas all day long, bro. You can see it in that man's eyes that he not playing.
And he little, so he got a Napoleon complex on top of that.
Yep.
Leave that nigga alone.
Them be the worst niggas. Them little strong niggas, man. You can't even play with them. I'm gonna give a perfect example. My shout out to my homeboy Coffee, Marcus Coffee. Man, we was in overseas down south. Where was we at? We was in Daegu, South Korea, and me and Coffee was fucking around. Coffee from Philly, I believe. And me, him, and my homeboy Larry was fucking around. We was drunk as fuck, man, and we was fucking with Coffee. And we started like fake wrestling on some WWE shit. This nigga took that shit seriously, bro. I grabbed him like I was gonna stone cold stun him, and this nigga grabbed me by my legs. The next thing I know, I'm looking at the moon, like I'm looking at at the fucking sky. And Coffee was all a 5'4", bro, but he was a cock strong 5'4" little nigga, dog. Like, but shout out to Coffee, that's my nigga though. But like you can't even play with niggas like that, bro, especially when they real small. Like, and we was just fucking around with them. But yeah, that's why I don't understand why people want to play with the baby like that at all.
Tyrone cussed me out last night because I'm tall.
For no reason. Not Tyrone from Custer?
Yeah.
All right, dog. What up, Tyrone? Send him the podcast too. Tell him to tune in.
No, I sent it to him. He out here. He out here for a month, I think.
Oh, okay. What do you got going on out there? I ain't even. No, we ain't gotta get
some kind of training for something.
Okay, good. We ain't gotta get too far in this personal business, man.
No.
Yeah. But shout out to Tyrone, brother.
Good. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah. But anyway, man, it was good. Man, it was good finally getting the team back together on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think y'all got
felt it.
Yeah, I think we should be good. Moving forward. We shouldn't have really had too many schedule issues, should we?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, we can get back. We can get back to on these Sunday pods. Like I said, if not, like I said, just let me know so I can let the listeners know so they ain't cussing me out and asking me if I'm recording on Sundays. Because y'all did it. Y'all the ones that be getting me cussed out every Sunday.
Oh, my fault, man. They ain't looking for me though. Y'all good?
Shit, bro. Listen, I got listeners that won't even tune in if you ain't on the podcast. Blaze is one of the favorite personalities.
I don't be on. I be on bullshit.
Blaze, you went to Custer, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I was like, bro, it should be so hard to remember where you know people from. I was like, no, Blaze definitely went to Custer.
yeah, and I graduated. Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it twisted.
Hilarious.
Even though he's a hooligan now.
good grades.
Great grades. Yeah,
I got good grades. I'm just bad outside of school. You know, when you leave school, you gotta go back to the streets.
Yeah, definitely.
Shit real out there.
Right.
That is hysterical.
Reality bites.
Right.
That's Jay-Z once said.
Yeah, man. But man, shout out to our brother Muhammad too, as well. Like I like to do every.
Oh, did he leave yet?
Not yet. It ain't. I don't think he planned going until July, right, Kendall?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was telling some people the other day about brother Muhammad, man. Shout out to him, man. I really respect what he doing, man.
Oh yeah.
I just finished my motto.
Hey, yeah, we knew Mr. Hill. That was Mr. Hill was my was one of my teachers, LaQuandra. Don't tell me nothing bad.
Hilarious.
Right, dang. But I'm finna get off of here, bro. Shout out to Be Clear. Shout out to Brother Muhammad. Click the link in the bio for LaQuandra tell me something bad. Click the link in the bio if y'all would like to support Brother Muhammad. And like I said, he's going over to Africa to provide a well for that will provide water to people in the community for the next 20 to 15 years. So 15 to 20 years. So yeah, man. Shout out to Brother Muhammad and his mission. Hold on a second, y'all. Montreal is FaceTiming.
And shout out to me for
that's
Get
Munchie on the line, man.
My damn wallet.
Hey man.
Oh yeah, man. Find that wallet, kid. We gonna get you some air tags, man.
Munchie, we got you tapped into the podcast right now.
Hey man, I'm just out here living, man. I'm just gonna do a little flip real quick.
Hey, don't flip the camera, bro. I got you on the podcast. You're live on the air right now.
Hey, how y'all doing, man? Sorry I couldn't make it today, yo. I'm on a little vacation. That I'm much motherfucking.
Dog, why you sweating so bad?
Hey, I fucking love Trey, dog. It's my favorite person in the world.
Can you hear Blaze, Trey?
Hold on. Yeah, hey, Blaze, first off, you are one of my favorite people in the world. First off, close the door, dog. Hey, it's 99 degrees here, and my family let me bring in every motherfucking thing in this. That's why I'm sweating.
He said for all the listeners who didn't hear him, he said it's 99 degrees there, and his family made him bring in everything from the car.
First off, y'all know me, bro. I don't take more than one trip. I was on my 4th trip, like, where the fuck is these niggas at?
Hey, listen, he is on vacation in Florida, and he's complaining. This is why I call him K-Ron, dog. He cannot help himself. He gonna complain every time.
It's not Father's Day, Trey. It's not Father's Day.
Right, man. Kick in, man. It's Mother's Day, Trey.
All right, what'd you say, Trey? Go ahead.
I did want to layout. Can I get y'all the layout?
Bro, show me the layout after I get off the air. We just wrapping the show up, dog. I'll call you back.
Hey, man, FaceTime was on the group or something, man.
Let me pour up my do sack. Hold on.
Dog, get off this damn phone. I'll talk to you in a minute.
He's trying to do it to me again, America.
I hang up on this nigga, dog. He crazy, dog. I love Trey, dog. He funny as hell. But listen, he cannot help but to he cannot help but to complain, dog. It don't matter what he's doing. He definitely one of them people that carry in all the groceries in one trip from the car too, because he don't want to deal with it. Dog, funny as hell. But man, like I said, drink Be Clear, man. Like, subscribe, comment. If you mad at your baby mother on Mother's Day, turn on some Unlabeled the podcast. Hope we can put y'all on better spirits.
Hey man, give her grace on Mother's Day, man. Just one day.
Yeah. So yeah. Whatever
and
you
then,
do, just turn on Unlabeled.
If you're married, kiss your wife.
If you're married, kiss your wife, and then turn on Unlabeled the podcast.
Hey yo, if you gotta be told to kiss your wife, man, we got some underlying issues. So
some niggas do.
Some niggas do, yeah. Some niggas don't do nothing with their wives. You gotta
nothing.
Do nothing at all. And I said I was gonna stop calling y'all niggas, but I had too much energy.
Hey, can we talk about that on the future pod, man?
Well, how niggas don't do nothing for their wives?
No, yes.
no, yes. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that on the future pod because
y'all better kiss them because I will.
All right. Well, listen. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. This has been another episode of Unlabeled the podcast. We will see y'all Thursday. We love each and every one of y'all. Peace.